It's not so subtle anymore. The American left has taken off its mask and exposed itself for what it really is, whether it's the continued weaponization of government against their opposition, including their biggest opposition, Donald Trump, but of course you, me, everybody else that stands in their way, everybody else that's willing to tell the truth. But it's also their violence with incidents like the Black Lives Matter Summer of Rage. They have also expressed now their blatant anti-white bigotry when it comes to the situation with a black judge now they're hoping will put Donald Trump in jail the rest of his life. And they just say it. They say, what poetic justice? It's a black woman that will destroy the white man, Donald Trump. Maybe it's the celebration of murder, abortion, that was the moment you realized what the American left really is. But now, folks, it's their own representative. It's Democrats in Congress. It's their media. This is the evil. They are now deciding we are just choosing the role of being the bad guy consciously. We will fully corrupt ourselves to evil because the ends justify the means, because they believe you really are a racist, bigot, homophobe, and you really are a cancer and a parasite on this planet, and your existence is torturous to them, so they have to destroy you. And so now here is Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett. They're one step away, folks, from just rounding us all up or chopping off our heads. Listen to this Democrat in clip 7.
What do you have to say to your colleagues across the aisle who are clamoring to defend the indefensible charges against defendant Trump?
So first of all, good morning. And your commentary about the speaker finding a spine is hilarious to me because, yeah, he is definitely spineless. Listen, the idea that the biggest scandal that I remember when Obama was in office was his tan suit, right? They were all up in arms about the tan suit. And now there's nothing to see with 3 separate indictments in multiple states on multiple levels is absolutely ridiculous. And no one is being prosecuted for their thoughts. They're being prosecuted, or he is being prosecuted for his actions, along with his co-conspirators in the various indictments that he has. We have seen Jack lay out in multiple pages of indictments as what has been described on y'all's network as a shouting indictment in this last indictment. He has clearly laid out the actions of not only Trump, but his co-conspirators. And honestly, anyone who was paying attention on January 6th, we saw what his actions led to. And so, no, it's not his thoughts, it's his actions.
Speech is now actions.
It is absolutely ridiculous that we have these actions that are playing out by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. You know, they are really getting dangerously close, in my opinion, to criminal culpability in and of themselves as well.
And there it is.
If I were them,
and there it is,
taking so many actions and continue to
speech is
express
action.
their thoughts. But they are the ones that are weaponizing government when they are taking our committees and they are running these sham seemingly trials on behalf of Trump. We have said over and over and over that in a minute they are going to have to turn in FEC filings because of all of the contributions that they are giving to the Trump campaign.
So there you have it. You're now criminally culpable if you defend Trump's innocence. No such thing as innocent till proven guilty now. And speech is now action. But folks, forget about the Trump derangement syndrome and the just genuine low IQ individual that you just heard on the screen there. This is what they're really thinking. This is what they've been thinking, and they're ready to move. They really want all of you arrested and or dead. If you stand up for Donald Trump, these Democrats want you dead or in jail. What an opportunity we have as freedom-loving American patriots. What an opportunity we have as God-fearing Christians. What an opportunity you have. You're just a human that likes life. Just You just like life. What an opportunity you have, because we are facing total evil. We are facing total tyranny, totalitarian criminal government. And we have a chance to stand up against it, rise up against it with righteous indignation, fully justified, vindicated in our ideologies. And we have an opportunity to truly defeat and dispel even evil, at least for a moment, in this country and in this planet. And so when I hear Donald Trump talking like this at a campaign event in Alabama, it just feels good. This is long overdue. Here's Donald Trump addressing the wickedness, the criminality we face in the halls of our government in clip 1 in Alabama this weekend.
Election day 2024, we're going to evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House. We're going to expel the criminals and thugs from the halls of power in Washington, D.C., and we are going to make America great again.
So here we are, and anybody that still is sound of mind, even from the American left, liberals, Democrats, progressives, you're seeing it now, like Alan Dershowitz, Tulsi Gabbard, even Joe Rogan, others. They see what's going on here. Whether they like Donald Trump, voted for Donald Trump, doesn't matter. The people trying to destroy Donald Trump, the people lying about Donald Trump, the media obsessed with Donald Trump, the deep state persecution of Donald Trump, that's the sign for what you really need to be focused on. The criminal totalitarians that run Washington, D.C. and will not accept any opposition or any dissidents. And if you really want to know politically what the Democrats have planned, and they'll end up losing as well, but the globalists, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization behind the Democrats, the Chinese Communist Party that runs the Democrats, they will love it when the Democrats reach their goal of one-party control over this country. They'll cancel elections. They'll make being a conservative, Republican, whatever, they'll just make it illegal. If you're in Congress as a Republican, they'll boot you. If you're on the Supreme Court as a Republican, or you were appointed by a Republican, they'll boot you. This is politically what the Democrats want. This is politically their vision. And the Chinese communists love that, because then if you have a one-party totalitarian system here, then it's a lot easier for them to control that party, like Joe Biden. And then for the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum, they just have to lobby and convince their Democrat penetrators, their Democrat operatives that, hey, this is what we're all doing now. Get behind it. We're all in. And so that's where all this is going. Alan Dershowitz, Trump indictment makes America look like a banana republic. Everybody sees it. Except still these American liberals. But it's not even fair to say that anymore, because a lot of liberals have come around. A lot of liberals see what's going on here. So it's really just deranged leftists. It's really just fully deranged leftists, communists, socialists, Marxists that have just completely lost their humanity, completely lost their minds. Everybody else sees through this. But it's funny because you could ask anybody, somehow pull Trump out of the equation, pull Trump out of the consciousness, and you ask anybody, is Washington, D.C. corrupt? Absolutely. Is politics corrupt? Absolutely. And then here's the top populist politician, Donald Trump, who's saying how corrupt it is, who's saying he wants to fight the corruption, and the very people that would say how corrupt it is and want to fight it hate him for it. Now, that's just psychological mind control warfare, the likes of which has never been seen probably ever before. Maybe Nazi Germany 1942, but I mean, you're living through a lot of that now with the American left. And it's even worse when you look at the team that is handling Donald Trump's persecution. Surprise, DOJ prosecutor working on Jack Smith's team is a Biden donor. All the judges, their husbands, their wives, Biden donors, worked for the Biden campaign, worked for the Democrat campaign, worked for Barack Obama, donated to Barack Obama, got jobs with Barack Obama, and it's all the same people. And then they scrape the bottom of the barrel to find Jack Smith. I mean, that is the bottom of the barrel, folks. This is a loser prosecutor. And I mean, look, obviously the guy's just, something's off, okay? something's off about the guy. I don't know if it's something that's been done to him in the past or something he's done in the past, but there's something off about that man. Maybe he was bullied his entire life, and now finally he's got power to destroy people, and that makes him feel big. Or something else is going on here. Because something is off with that man. You can see it every time he steps to the podium. But his whole team, and they will indict Donald Trump a fourth time. It'll probably happen maybe after, if Devin Archer does a public testimony or something else big breaks for the public to see that the mainstream media can't bury when it comes to the Biden crime family, they'll do the fourth indictment. It is inevitable. They will arrest him. They'll get the mugshot. They'll probably throw him in jail. Now, there's a rumor that the people in charge of that down in Georgia are really licking their chops. I mean, like hyenas or vultures with a carcass sitting there. That's how they look at this. So these are deranged lunatics that are really, really animalistic in their approach. And we're just about to experience it all. And the average American that doesn't want anything to do with this is starting to learn about it too. And they might not have to deal with the political persecution and the Democrats weaponizing the government against you to destroy your life, but your grocery bill is doubling. I went grocery shopping last night. I pretty much get the same thing every time I go. It's my once a week trip to the grocery store. Pretty much get the exact same thing, give or take a couple items, give or take maybe $50 on the grocery bill. Highest grocery bill I've ever had. Highest grocery bill I've ever had. And I'm just curious because, I mean, I can speak for myself. Are you guys in the crew experiencing the same thing? Are your grocery bills bigger than ever before? Everybody in the crew just echoed yes. So everybody's seeing this. Your energy bill is probably doubled. Of course, you've seen now price at the pump is starting to once again approach record highs. Everybody's now talking about the housing market, which is a complete disaster. Mortgage rates up over 7%. So whether you are even politically trying to fight these people or culturally or just in the arena with these people, they're now coming to crush you. And what has been the ultimate power of the American individual? It's been the fact that we are independent enough and we have a strong enough economy in the free market, truly a free market republic, that we have capital, we have assets, we have breathing room to actually take a stand if we need to actually coalesce if we need to. That's all being ripped away. Now the average American has less than $1,000 in savings. Americans that are making six figures a year, $100,000 and up, 40% of them live paycheck to paycheck. And so that's what they have to do. They have to bleed you out. They have to bleed you out to such an extent that you can't afford to live anymore. And then you have to go into their smart cities, and you have to go into their super smart cities and go into their air conditioning controlled units if you want any food or any water, because you're just totally cut off. Your energy has to be rationed. Your food has to be rationed. And that's what's really behind the leftist movement. Now, the average Democrat liberal voter, they don't have a clue. They're morons. I've got proof of that. They go into the Amazon store or the Whole Foods store, they've got a microchip, and they're saying, look at how cool this is. Yeah, look at how cool it is. You're about to get digital shackles. You're about to get digital shackles on your body for the rest of your life. And you're so naive, you think it's cool. You probably think the vaccine is cool. You probably think the mask is cool. You probably think electric cars are cool. You have fully bought in. And in 5 years, if you win, you will be a slave. But it's cool now, they think. What's craziest about the current political battles is you see the American left embracing their own demise, embracing their own destruction, biting the hand that feeds them, hell, trying to chop it off. And they just can't see it. And the truth is, the reason they can't see it is because they're filled with so much hatred. Hatred for you, hatred for the country, a million different things they hate. And when you're that blind by hatred, you can't see the true enemies in front of you. You can't even see the next level. You can't even see the next move. And so that's why you see this being celebrated Now, with the microchips in your hand, it can open your car and open your apartment door, and now you can pay for groceries in it. And look at the NPC here, thinking this is the salvation, thinking this is the freedom, when it's really the shackles here in clip 8.
I'm at Whole Foods, and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my... That's the coolest thing ever.
Coolest thing ever. Now, let's be clear about something here. I'm not a Luddite. I'm not against technological advancements. In fact, I really like them. I think it has made our life easier. It's made things more accessible, abundant, highest standard of living probably than most other humans that have ever walked this planet. And we're about to sell it all down the drain because of that exactly. So, you might think, well, yeah, okay, microchip in the hand to access all my stuff or have all my information. Maybe that is convenient. Maybe that can be used to empower us and advance us. But to not understand what lurks behind us, to not understand what lurks behind this is just to be a fool. And we've already seen a taste of it. Oh, sure, that's a nice microchip you have in your arm. Makes it real easy to get access to your car and apartment. You don't have to worry about losing your keys or your wallet or your ID. It's all right there in your wrist. Sounds great. But what happens when all of a sudden you don't get access to it anymore? Did you consume too much meat? Did you consume too much energy? Did you share the wrong social media post? Did you say the wrong thing? Who knows, at some point they might be able to read your thoughts. Did you think the wrong thing? And all of a sudden that access is gone. And then what do you become? A slave. But see, that's why they deflect. And they want you to think about racism or global warming or a virus, so that you don't see the real tyranny, the real global enslavement that is standing right in front of you, a demonic entity drooling through its gnashing fangs, blood dripping out of its eyeballs, ready to consume you. And that's what this is. And that's why you see the vitriol to any that oppose it. That's why you see the political persecution. That's why you see the weaponized government, the censorship, because this is a beast we face. And to not see it is to live in ignorance, to be a fool. And there are many among us, no doubt. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me do something real quick here. Let me tell you what's coming up tonight. I've kind of abandoned my host duties and just started waxing and getting into the content here, but not even telling you what's coming up. We've got a lot of great stuff all night long here at InfoWars. We got Alex Jones and the America Shaman getting real deep into beyond the political world, but what does the future have for us? And then Alex gets deep into the geopolitical situations, the wars, what's going on with Biden in the White House, with Scott Bennett. And so these are two very powerful and exhilarating Alex Jones interviews that we're going to be having coming up for you the rest of the night. So I'm going to be with you here till 5 o'clock Central. So we got just over 30 minutes together. And then Alex is going to be taking over with these amazing interviews. So stay tuned for that. I do have some other news that I will cover before then, but I wanted to let you know that's coming up. And also, just so we can pay some bills around here, folks, because Alex is going to be really busy the next 3 hours with these interviews. InfoWarsStore.com is how everything we do here is possible. I'm a product of the product at InfoWarsStore.com, but right now we have Christmas in August. What innovation will we come up with next? It's Christmas in August. Huge sales and discounts on top-selling, top-rated products like Vitamin Mineral Fusion, which is back in stock and 25% off right now. Back in stock, Vitamin Mineral Fusion, 25% off right now at InfoWarsStore.com. This sells out fast, so take advantage while it's in stock. I start every day with Vitamin Mineral Fusion because it has more than 100% daily value of vitamin A, vitamin B6, B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and so much more. Right when I start my day. I like to mix it with juice to enhance the flavor, but already tastes great. Vitamin Mineral Fusion, 25% off, InfoWarsStore.com. And it's your support there that keeps us on the air. And remember, Christmas savings in August happening right now at InfoWarsStore.com. All right, you want to talk about poetic justice? This is actually sad, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to shed a tear because the U.S. women's national soccer team is an embarrassment to us. But nonetheless, there's no Mia Hamms out there. There's no World Cup champions anymore out there because they lost. I guess, was that last night or this morning? I don't know. I've lost interest in this team because they hate us so much. And with a leader like Megan Rapinoe, she's no leader. But when that's your leadership, you're pretty much doomed to fail. Now, I just want to show you this. So here's Megan Rapinoe with the game on the line. Megan Rapinoe with the game on the line, the World Cup game, first round of elimination. Here's Megan Rapinoe, clip 5 with the game on the line. With her blue man haircut, biffs it. And then a little meme for you. But so, that's fine, guys. So, there you go. She completely blew the game. Now, I don't think Megan Rapinoe blew it on purpose. She's way too selfish for that. However, her hatred of country may have overwhelmed her selfishness, and subconsciously she may have missed it on purpose. And then she was asked, because she's finished playing now, she was asked what her favorite memory was, and this is what she said in clip 4.
Is there a memory that stands out to you right now in this moment?
I mean, probably equal pay chance after the final.
Gross.
And I think, they were saying equal pay, but could have been saying a lot of things. I think this team is
all right, so that's
always
enough.
fought for.
So equal pay, even though you don't earn it, a total commie, and then you choke with the game on the line, and that's all because of affirmative action. She didn't belong on the field. She played like crap the whole time. But, they just had to have her out there for a political statement in those hideous uniforms. I hope this, though. I hope that we don't have to endure this anymore from the women's national soccer team, and I hope they make it fun and exhilarating to cheer for them again, like when Mia Hamm and the rest beat China in the World Cup. I don't know if it might take 4 years to remove the cancer that was Megan Rapinoe and her politics and liberalism. But maybe in 4 years, we can have a proud women's national team of women that want to be women, look like women, and represent women and our country proudly. Donald Trump actually had something to say about old Megan Rapinoe. I guess he knew this was coming. Here was Trump talking about Rapinoe. Clip 3.
I got in a little trouble. I said that our women's soccer team was supposed to easily win, but they went woke, except for a few of them. I love those women that stood up and they saluted our flag. There was some of them. But the one with the purple hair, she didn't play too well. She went woke. You can have her. And they didn't do too well, unfortunately. We want them to do well, but they didn't. But it's true about woke. You just take a look. Everything goes bad. It's a shortcut to losing everything you have.
There's really no excuse why the women's national team would get bumped with 0 goals. They barely even made it to the elimination round. But we all know what it is. Once you go woke, you go broke. When Megan Rapinoe, a despicable human being, a grotesque individual, a cancer, politically, ideologically, culturally, a cancer to your spirit, when that's your leader, you're doomed. You're doomed. And so all the success, all the momentum that women in the United States had to be, by far the best women's soccer program in the world, it wasn't even close. The female domination of the United States women of soccer has all been destroyed. It's not fair to put it completely on Megan Rapinoe's shoulders, but it's her ideology, it's her culture, it's her spirit, it's her attitude that was a cancer on that team, and now they exit in an abysmal, probably the worst performance for the U.S. women's national team ever. Let's just hope, I don't know if 4 years is enough. It might take 8. A cancer like Megan Rapinoe might take 8 years. You need to have like a exorcism. But let's hope 4 years from now, when the women get back in there, it's a team that we can be proud of. It's a team that puts country over politics. It's a team that puts pride over politics and doesn't obsess with pay over everything else, like Megan Rapinoe stated so clearly in the last segment. So I don't know if 4 years is enough to remove the cancer that Megan Rapinoe will leave behind. But let's hope in 4 years there's a women's national team that makes you want to cheer for them instead of laughing and cheering sadly at their demise. Let's just hope. Let's just hope. You know, Donald Trump is really taking the gloves off here. Trump gives Nancy Pelosi the what for, calls her a wicked witch who will someday live in hell. Well, do you disagree? I mean, I don't know. Not so sure if I disagree with that. Now, we need to give a little advice to Trump here. I want to give a little advice to Trump and his legal team here, because people have started to mention a trend, perhaps, that Donald Trump has with some of his legal representation, and obviously it's not all, but Elena Habba kind of takes center stage at times when it comes to the media getting a representation of Trump's legal team, even though I'm not even sure what case she's on right now. And so people are mentioning, they're saying, oh, well, you know, Trump's got a type, doesn't he? Trump's got a legal type. Yeah, Elena Habba has really strong legal assets. She's got very noticeable, strong legal assets. Now, I think we need to actually embrace this. And Trump has understood optics his whole life. But see, it's not just about having a beautiful woman out there to try to get him on TV and to get his message out there, though that is effective. I think what Donald Trump needs to do, especially if he expects any of this to get in front of a jury, Donald Trump needs to load up his legal team with every optical advantage possible. So I'm talking beautiful woman like that. I'm talking big, strong alpha man. I'm talking like stereotypical Jewish lawyer. I'm talking get like a butch lesbian up there. Get a trans lawyer up there. I'm dead serious. I would hire every different type of unique individual you can that looks like something, that looks like a physical representation of something that you can understand. And I would put all of them on the legal team, and I'd have all of them doing arguments in front of the jury. Do you know how much that will screw up the left's mind? Do you have any idea the rewiring that would do to a liberal jury pool? They don't know what to think. A trans lawyer protecting Donald Trump? Oh, what? A butch lesbian here? I mean, have a flamboyant gay man. I mean, running around, like hopping around. I'm serious. I'd hire every stereotypical type of person, clearly and proud to represent that optically, and I'd put them all in that courtroom, and I would cross all the wires of the liberal ideology. They won't know. Have a big black man in there. Have a big loud black woman in there. I mean, I'm serious. I would 10 lawyers all looking differently and just screw with all the liberals' wires in their head. The jury pool won't know what to do. A black woman defending Donald Trump, a black man defending Donald Trump, a lesbian defending Donald Trump, a gay man defending Donald Trump, a trans person defending Donald Trump. They won't know what to do. Their brains will just melt. And then imagine the media coverage. Oh, it'd be too beautiful. I'm serious, Donald Trump. Do it. Just make them go into fits of rage and fury. Have them in a complete tizzy fit that they can't control the optics of this case. Put some girl up there dressed just like Barbie. Hire Legally Blonde. I'm serious, because you got to understand, this is your only chance up against a leftist army in a jury pool is to try to cross their wires and get them doubting their own ideologies, get them doubting their own politics. It's the only way to do it. So no, I don't think you should just have Elena Habba out there, letting you know Donald Trump has good taste. I'd just go full stereotypical at every single way you possibly can. That's what I would do if I was Donald Trump. And put them all on TV, have them all out in front of the media. And if you do think this thing's going to be in a courtroom where you're going to be presenting to a jury, that's when it's really going to cash in. That's when it's really going to cash in. And then, it just gets more ridiculous. And James Comey is running around right now. We confronted him when he came to Austin about this. He's saying, I was the one that got Epstein. I was the one that got Epstein. And now his daughter is the one protecting Epstein. Feds fight to keep Jeffrey Epstein's trove of documents secret. They don't want you to know who was involved in raping all of Epstein's sex slaves. They don't want you to know that. If it was Donald Trump, they would, though. I guarantee you that. If it was Donald Trump, they would gladly sacrifice every single one of their operatives if it brought down Donald Trump, folks. Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey, James Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey, is the prosecutor asking for categorical withholding to keep from influencing Ghislaine Maxwell's possible retrial. So now it's young Comey in there keeping the Epstein documents secret so that you don't know who was raping Epstein's sex slaves. But mark my words, if it was Donald Trump, they'd release the whole list tomorrow. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, they would, and you know it. Meanwhile, Ron DeSantis' political career is coming to a slow halt. His events are barely getting 100 people at him anymore. It's sad, but he chose to go with the establishment conservatives. He chose to go with the Bush wing of the Republican Party, and so he dug his own grave, sadly. Great. I believe he's a good man. I believe he was a great governor of Florida, but now he slept with the wrong people, and so he basically has political herpes, and it's all over him. It's really sad. You hate to see it. And then there's Justin Trudeau, who comes out as gay over the weekend. Or, I'm sorry, never mind. He's just really excited to go to the Barbie movie with his straight friend. I mean, he divorces his wife, and then he's out here with, well, I don't know what that is exactly, but he's on Team Barbie. And then it's just sad because that's really what the West is. It's people that look like clowns. And then whatever you think about the politics of the East or Putin or Xi Jinping, at least they're serious men and they look like serious men. All right, Alex Jones coming up on the other side of this break with America Shaman and Scott Bennett, and can't miss interviews here on this Sunday night.
I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple-digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone. Also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today.
Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?